In this video, we're going to cover the importing process of bringing individuals into the Inspire software. To start, we want to click on File and go to Import. And if you haven't made your export file already, you'll want to go ahead and do that. A couple of things to keep in mind. If you have a multiple ministry zone product, something like Inspire the Works, you'll want to make 4 separate exports out of your existing software. You'll want to make one for youth, college, adult, and children. You'll need to save those in CSV format. And the reason you want to make the 4 separate exports is so you can import each one of those groups into the correct ministry zone and have all that work already taken care of for you. Navigate out to your export. Mine just happens to be on the desktop. And you'll see that it lists all the fields that you have. These are fields inside of Inspire already. And you'll have the information that you can import here on the right hand side. Now if I scroll down, you'll see I have a lot of custom fields. One of the new things in our newest update 4.21 is that you can now import into custom fields. So if you have custom fields you want to import into, you'll need to go make those fields ahead of time in Inspire before you actually make your import. So the next thing we want to do, and also you can just follow the steps here in the left hand side if you have any questions, is line up the information. One example would be male is not an active field. It would be the gender field. So I would click on gender and I could move it up just using the arrows, and when it gets to where it needs to be you want to check it off. And same thing with this would be a birth date. So I would want to go get the birth date field. Let's find it here. And I would want to move it up next to this one. And if you notice, I was able to click on that and drag it up to the top. So you don't have to use the arrows if you don't wish. You can click and drag, just whatever your preference is on it. And it's where it needs to be. So you line up all the fields and make them next to the information that they need to be next to. Another example, membership status is not the address. So that'd be address line 1, and we'd move that up and just line up all the information next to its corresponding area. And after you've done this, you'll want to go through and check a few of the records just to make sure everything is looking correctly. Scroll down, make sure all the fields are looking right. Take your time with this. You don't have to do every record, but it does help to make sure you do it right the first time. You'll also want to choose which area you're importing into. Make sure you don't forget this, otherwise you'll have all your imports into one ministry zone. And it does import those into the pending zone, which means that when you first log into the ministry zone that you imported this into that's pending, so if I logged into youth ministry zone, it would pop up and say I've got people waiting to come in. I would then approve it and they would bring those individuals into the system. So check all your information. If you have headers in your spreadsheet or your CSV file, you can check the skip the first record. That will skip past the header file for you and it won't try to import that in. Double check all your steps. Make sure everything is checked that needs to be imported in, so you don't not get information imported in that you want to have. And then after you've done that, click on Import. That will bring all those individuals into your system and save you a lot of time from manually re-entering everyone into your software.